Morgan Quinn hasn't given many opportunities to return his kicks this year, and there's another one through the end zone.
Yeah, and that will continue.
First and 10 at the 25 for Texas State.
Just a beautiful sun-splashed day here in Huntington Keith between these two schools, and likely to be the last for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, Texas State going to the Pac-12 next year, joining a bunch of teams that may be a little more geographically friendly, but as you made note of, it is the first meeting between these two. Texas State in San Marcos, Texas. Enrollment 44,000 people, and this football program has gotten them excited over there. Brad Jackson is the quarterback. Lincoln Perry is the tailback alongside him, and he is dangerous as well. Jackson wants to throw on first down, and he delivers a strike to Chris Dawn. Let's go downstairs to Ben Westfall on the sidelines. Ben.
Thank you, Keith. Both these teams coming off of different results from their last time out. You look at Texas State coming off of that heartbreaking loss in overtime, 48-41 to Troy. Head coach G.J. Kinney talked about it. He said, we got a lot of football left. You know, take it one game at a time. He still has a lot of confidence in who we are as a team. Of course, this is an offense for Texas State that leads the Sun Belt in scoring at 36 points per game and rushing at 250 yards per game. Meanwhile, for Marshall, coming off that monstrous win over Old Dominion, 48-24. Of course, head coach Tony Gibson said, it's a big team win. Got to move on. He challenged his guys. Are we good with that one win, or can we move forward and pick it up to the next? It'll be interesting. First all-time meeting between these two. Back up to you guys up in the booth.
66-yard gain by Chris Dawn as he escaped two tackles, took it down the near sideline, all the way down inside Marshall's 5-yard line. First and goal, and Lincoln Perry takes it down to the 1-yard line. Just that quickly, Mark, a demonstration that all these guys you got to wrap up. They can break tackles.
Well, that's one thing that Tony Gibson's been harping on throughout, you know, is sometimes just not finishing those tackles.
Second and goal from the 1-yard line. Jackson can run it too, and he's going to take it. Brad Jackson for the touchdown.
Brad Jackson, 1-yard run for a Texas State touchdown.
30 seconds off the clock, and the Bobcats have already struck for 6 here in Huntington.
Well, you're on the road. It's homecoming against the opposition, and you win the toss. You want the football. You got that potent offensive attack, and you have yourself on the scoreboard quickly.
75-yard drive in just 4 plays. On for the extra point. Tyler Robles,
kick is good.
And it is good. And so the Bobcats have quieted the crowd here on homecoming very quickly with that huge play to Chris Dawn.
Another look at it here. Again, this guy is so nimble, Jackson, and he knows how to find that end zone. 8th touchdown of the season.
Averages nearly 5 yards per carry. He's like another running back, but he happens to throw the ball very well. And so they have come out and sent a little message here.
I think anytime you are assessing a quarterback and you notice that they had a rushing effort of over 100 yards in a game, that will get your attention really quick.
Yeah, he can go. He's a lot like Colton Joseph, the same kind of quarterback Marshall saw last week in that win over Old Dominion. So Michael James is on to kick it for Texas State. Bradshaw and Turner are back deep to receive. And that's Xavier Turner Bradshaw. Finds a seam. Rips it up to the 38-yard line. And Marshall will start with good field position.
Turner Bradshaw, guy that they feel like there's that chance they can get him loose when given the opportunity. Shows it there. Father played here, so you talk about the alums back, and his father, Ahmad, one of the greatest to ever run the football here at Marshall University.
Tremendous player, and they're different size guys, different dynamics to each. But Xavier Turner Bradshaw gives the Herd good field position. 1st and 10 now. Carlos Del Rio Wilson. Herd averaging 44 points per game as with him as the starting quarterback. Antoine Roberts gets the carry up to the 40-yard line, gain of about 3 yards.
Up to the 40
They've had Michael Allen in there some in the recent weeks. He's done a nice job. He is not playing today. Antoine Roberts has really shown some good things in the backfield. They got a loaded running back room, Keith, so a lot of guys that can fill the bill.
They give it again, and Roberts just plows ahead up to the 49-yard line. First down yardage for the Herd.
Well, again, when you have that loaded room at running back and you know you get your chance, and this guy, one of the returners for Marshall, and good explosion right there.
Floyd Lacey on the end around gets good yardage into Texas State territory for a gain of 6 yards.
Texas State territory to the 44.
We've talked about what Carlos Del Rio Wilson has brought to this team. Dynamic offense. Not this time, though. Roberts bottled up. Good penetration inside. Looks like Javis Minot came in and made the stop. Transfer from Wofford.
Yeah, they're really willing to feed Roberts with the football, but Minot read that beautifully. 6 foot 196, rock solid.
3rd and 6 for the Herd. Empty backfield for Del Rio Wilson. 5 wide. Wilson, plenty of time. Throws it too tall. Had a man wide open in the middle of the field. And he looks to the sideline, but the Herd's going to punt this one away.
And just trying to get it into the hands of Tamarez. Carlos Del Rio Wilson come over to the sidelines and talk with Rod Smith and the offensive coaches.
Nathan Totten on to punt it. Bo Sparks stands at his 8-yard line.
Well, Totten has been a weapon, and Sparks is definitely a weapon for Texas State.
Ball sails into the end zone, and it makes sense. Jackson gets his tight end in motion. Burrell is the tailback, and he can go as well as he busts through a big hole down to the 38-yard line. Up, I should say, as he picks up first down yards. But there's a flag on the field.
Holding. Offense. Number 51. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Well, they've got a good running back room as well, Keith, and hit you in a lot of different ways. Back to Coach Kenny, and I know you can relate to this, Keith, because your 34th birthday was just recently. You know, one day after his 34th birthday, he was hired as the Texas State head coach. Another look here, boy, he got through traffic there, but you see the hold.
That was the center, Brock Riker, on an absolutely huge offensive line for the Bobcats. They averaged 323 pounds. So it's first down and 17 yards. Jackson wants to throw on first down, swings it out. Burrell's got it, and the Herd is on the scene. Carry on Martin with the stop. Gain of a couple of yards.
Daryl Sweeting out of Temple also there. They go quickly. They like that NASCAR mode.
And that's Johnson and Javay Gilmore, who Coach Gibson talked about all week as a guy who's really come into his own. Makes a good stop to make it 3rd and long for the Bobcats.
We talked about defensive guys that have jumped out at you, and one's Carry on Martin. He made the stop the last play, and now Gilmore on this particular play.
You have to keep your eye on Jackson for sure. He's a threat to run and throw. Bo Sparks goes in motion. Herd bringing heat, and the ball is stripped, and the Herd is on it. Braden Ward with the strip and the recovery.
First down.
The Riverside Warrior making a big play.
Yeah, Braden Ward, just a kid. They are so high on another look. He's so athletic. Wheels around there. Knocks it out of the hands of Jackson and then follows it, pounces on it. Marshall's football.
The Herd had 5 takeaways last week, and they get one here. That's 12 on the season. And what a heads-up play by Braden Ward.
Former walk-on, all kinds of athleticism. Father was an NAIA All-American in basketball, and he just gets bigger, stronger, and better with each passing day.
6'6", 258 pounds. The Herd sets up in really good field position at the 14-yard line. Two running backs and Del Rio Wilson running the option with Antoine Roberts. Picks up good yardage inside the 10-yard line down to about the 7. Aiden Jones on the stop for Texas State.
Well, that playbook for Marshall, you hit a guy like Rod Smith, and there's just a lot of wrinkles you can add, and you get an athletic guy like Del Rio Wilson. You can do a lot of things, and that time with a little option look.
2nd down, 3 to go. This time Del Rio Wilson keeps it, puts his head down, burrows down close to first down yardage, maybe a tad short.
Carlos Del Rio Wilson.
Traylon Payne on the stop, leading tackler for Texas State on defense.
Traylon Payne with the stop. It is 3rd down and 1 for the
Yeah,
Herd.
Payne's had good numbers produced there in a Texas State uniform.
So it's 3rd down, a yard to go. Mass substitutions for Texas State along the defensive front. Del Rio Wilson gives to Roberts. Roberts churns to the end zone. Touchdown, Thundering Herd.
Had Tracy Stevens back up tight end. He had him on the wing, and an extra blocker there on the left-hand side. And Roberts getting the confidence you get when you get those reps in games. Keith, that means so much, and Roberts running with a lot of power.
2nd touchdown in as many weeks for Antoine Roberts. Lorcan Quinn on to add the extra point. Try to tie this one up in the early going in Huntington. Quinn sends it up and through. And Marshall has tied this.
Also, a lot of connections between those two. And
Quinn's kick out.
Quinn almost kicked it into the seats there behind the end zone as he continues to keep the returners at bay in the Sun Belt.
yeah, they've been really happy with special teams play, and certainly Lorcan Quinn, Todd and the punter, he's been excellent. So now it's Texas State ready to go back to work here offensively after Marshall ties it. New complimentary football, Keith, and defense gives it to the offense, and the offense punches it in.
Jackson sets him down on 1st down. That's an inside give to Perry, who gets about a yard.
Gets a yard up to the 26.
On the season, Texas State has beaten Eastern Michigan, UTSA, and Nicholls State. Losses to Arizona State, Arkansas State, and Troy.
Well, he gummed it up pretty well there. Paul Hudson III, the stop for Marshall. He's the guy Tony Gibson's really been raving about in recent weeks.
Jackson keeps it himself this time, and he is corralled by Marshall's defensive front. They're all over that.
Jackson with the keeper loses a yard back.
Katron Evans was there. Javay Gilmore was coming too. And they converge on Brad Jackson.
And Katron Evans, 6'3", 336, Jackson State and Charlotte, and he can move.
3rd down, 10 to go. This is where Marshall's defense would like to keep Brad Jackson and that potent Texas State offense. Here comes the Herd on the blitz, and that's his favorite receiver, Bo Sparks, and he gets just enough for the 1st down.
Bo Sparks with the reception of the Jackson.
You have to know where he is at all times.
Yep. Bo knows being a Spark. He's got 5 of the 7 TD passes that Jackson has thrown.
Yeah, he has a way of finding himself open, and Jackson knows where he's going to be. Brad Jackson, just a redshirt freshman, and he does not play like a redshirt freshman. 1st and 10 for Texas State at the 30-yard line. Tight end in motion. There's a give up inside. Marshall is there, not much.
3 with the.
Yeah, we really enjoyed our visit with Coach Kenny, and he talked about Jackson. He says, you know, I know it's early, but this guy could be one of the best.
2nd and 7.
High praise. There's a quick throw outside to Sparks, knocked out of bounds.
With the reception.
Cam Smith on the stop.
Out of bounds at the 40.
Cam Smith for Marshall. Keith will play him in the secondary. They'll bring him up to linebacker. And Tony Gibson says, you know, he's just kind of the glue. Keeps it all together on that prevent side. He has had some magnificent games this season.
Yeah, you love those guys that can play all different levels on defense, and he's one of them. 3rd and 5. Sparks in motion. Jackson rolls out and throws it to him, and he's wide open. First down yardage, knocked out of bounds just in front of midfield, and a late flag comes in.
And Trotter got him out of bounds there.
Completed pass.
Sparks slow to get up. A punt return for a touchdown in that loss to Troy. It was called back, but that shows you what that guy is all about.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit out of bounds. Defense number 11, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Tim Barker, the referee this afternoon. That was
The Bobcats
a big penalty for the Herd and a big first down for Texas State. Here's another look, Mark.
Yeah, Sparks hauls it in.
Yeah, he had taken a couple steps out of bounds. Looks like a good call. Texas State does well enough on its own. You don't want to give them free 15. 1st and 10 in Marshall territory. And this time, Jackson keeps it himself. Gets about 2 yards before Cam Smith brings him down.
Well, Jackson, he loves to run the football. And, you know, when you're a coach, you got a quarterback like that. It's exciting because, you know, it's just another running back on the offensive side of the ball. Turned it up, but upended after a couple.
Greg Burrell, the running back now for Texas State. 2nd and 8. Don goes in motion. Don's got it. Oh, but he's got nothing to go. How about the stop there on defense?
Chris Don.
Jadarius Green McKnight was right there waiting on him.
Oh, my. I mean, you know, he read that one perfectly, and
It is 3rd down 11.
no chance at all.
2 for 3 on 3rd downs this afternoon. 3rd and 11 right now for the Bobcats. Burrell is the tailback. 4 wide for Texas State. Burrell goes in motion, and they flare it out to him. But that's not going to be enough. The question is, did he fumble the football? They rule him down.
The ruling on the field is that the ball carrier was down prior to the ball coming loose. It's 4th down.
Jalen Parker, linebacker, slowed him up. Parker was at NC State before coming to Marshall, so they got a chance here inside the 30. Showing no sign of the kicking game, Keith.
Now they're right there in no man's land as you look at Parker, who'd been kind of banged up a good part of the season. Had 7 tackles in that Louisiana game. And they're going to go for it. 4th down rather, and 3 to go. Looks like Tony Gibson wants a timeout.
We go back to last week in that big victory over Old Dominion.
First
Keith.
charge, timeout, Marshall, 30 seconds.
And the Thundering Herd made the stops. So you talk it over here and decide exactly how you want to attack it here. And there's Parker, and that ball did come loose. Cam Smith right there, but stays down now. Kicker out on the field as well. The holder and the long snapper.
It'd be a 45-yarder for Robles.
It looks like they're going to head back to the sideline,
Yeah.
and the offense will come out.
I didn't have any doubts about G.J. Kinney going for this one. His quarterback always dangerous in this situation to keep it.
Yeah, you got a guy like Jackson. He just always gives you a chance to produce on 4th down. Here they go.
Sparks in motion. Jackson hit as he throws, just heaves it up there, and it's out of the end zone. Big time defensive stop for the Thundering Herd as they came with pressure.
Yeah, Marshall closing, and three guys there. Boogie Trotter was in the mix. Parker got to him first. Green McKnight there as well for the Thundering Herd. Swinging around, and there is Boogie Trotter. Littlest guy on the field, but man, does he pack a punch.
He's a player. He was a dropped interception away last week. Mark will probably be in the National Defensive Player of the Week. He had one pick six. 1st and 10 for the Herd. Carlos Del Rio Wilson sets him up to 28-yard line. Wants to throw on 1st down. Toby Payne with a great catch. It was a little bit high, but the big tight end makes the grab. Bobby Crosby on the stop.
Yeah, Toby Payne, just a guy that you've always got to be aware of. That young man, number 81, 6'4", 237, moves so well. Just a football player.
Roberts tries to bounce it outside. Now he's in big trouble. And he'll be dropped for a big loss back at the 23-yard line. Amarian Atwood back there. That play never took off.
And he got clogged up quickly there. Great effort, just trying to make something happen. Avoided one there, but finally the Bobcats with great pursuit.
It looked like Jaden Rios got the initial stop on him. So it's 3rd down and long for the Herd. Del Rio Wilson takes off, and the defense is waiting on him. He gets out to the 30-yard line.
Well, they had a nice 1st down play there with your tight end Toby Payne, but then suffered the yardage loss there with Roberts, and Wilson just trying to make up a little bit of lost ground there, but it's going to bring in the punter, Totten.
Yeah, you don't want too many chances when you're looking at a 3rd and 14. Nathan Totten stands at his 14-yard line. Kick kind of off the side of his foot, but it takes a Marshall bounce past Bo Sparks. And the Herd lets it settle all the way down to the 21-yard line, where Texas State will take over. Ocean then reverses to the other side. Burgess trying to pick a spot, and he gets a couple of yards out to the 23-yard line. Javate Gilmore on the stop.
Yeah, Gilmore just all over the place, just playing some outstanding football for Marshall.
Jackson wants to throw. Going over the top to Don, and it was too far. Good coverage out there, and he got pressure again, Mark. Marshall's defensive front's doing a good job of making Jackson hurry his throws a little bit.
Yeah, you got to get it released quickly. In Marshall, they'll float a lot of different guys in, like to keep players fresh. Marvay Myers was there in stride with the receiver.
Bobcats 2 for 4 on 3rd down.
Will the game clock operator please reset the game clock to 2 minutes and 53 seconds? 2 minutes and 53 seconds on the play clock. It will start on the snap. I'm sorry, the game clock. It will start on the snap. Thank you.
Third and 7 from the 24 now for Texas State. Burrell is the tailback. Trips at the top of the screen. Here comes the Herd, bringing pressure. The ball is knocked down.
The ruling on the field is the ball was tipped, an incomplete forward pass. It's 4th down.
Javate Gilmore was one of the guys bringing the heat. Let's take a look.
Yeah, looking to his left and hands up, and Gilmore just talking about him. Good pressure there by Paul Hudson III as well.
So the Bobcats with their first punt of the afternoon. David Nunez in, stands at his 9-yard line, and Back deep to receive is Floyd Lacey, the aforementioned Floyd Lacey. Nice kick. Lacey calls for a fair catch and grabs it at the 34-yard line where the Herd will take over.
Really catching punts and returning them, really where you kind of got your first glance at Lacey earlier in the season. Well, he has become a weapon for Marshall, no doubt about it. You know, Tony Gibson said 2 games, he's the best player on the field. And G.J. Kinney, you said, Keith, he took it a little further. He said he may be the best player in the conference right now. And there are some dandies.
Coach Kinney said he was looking forward to his maybe only trip to Huntington as he brought his family up here. Says he has a lot of respect for the Herd tradition. Worked with Chad Pennington when he was going into the NFL. Del Rio Wilson on first down has all day. Now he's chased out of the pocket. There's a flag. And Del Rio Wilson bottled up there.
Yeah, he stood tall for as long as he could, and then he had to take off, and then that flag comes out, and you normally know what that means, but
Personal foul. Illegal use of hands to the face. Defense, number 15. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
And see, Keith, that's why I never try to officiate.
It's always good to wait, isn't it, Mark?
Yeah, you see it right there.
Don Terry Russell, the aggrieved party.
He's battling there with big Tariq Montgomery.
Herd's going with 5 wide. Empty backfield for Del Rio Wilson on first down. And they stop the play. And a flag on the far side of the field.
Offside. Defense, number 23. Entering the neutral zone, causing a reaction by the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
With back-to-back defensive penalties against Texas State. And so Del Rio Wilson, that quick dart out to Lacey, and not sure, Keith, I think Lacey had a little bit of daylight there.
I think he did. It might have been a fortuitous offsides penalty. Third penalty of the game. That one was on a Marion Atwood. Inside give to Roberts. Roberts bust free. Roberts down to the 24-yard line. Stop made by Jaden Rios, but big first down for Antoine Roberts.
Yeah, big touchdown saving tackle right there. Of course, you know, he's coming off his best game in the career. Antoine Roberts had that nice effort last week against Old Dominion. It's tripped up there, otherwise he's in the end zone.
They're bringing the blitz, and Del Rio Wilson, bringing tacklers with him, lowers his head down inside the 15, almost to the 10-yard line.
And the way he was moving there, it's like they had stuck a motor on him. I mean, he just continued to grind straight ahead. That's what he loves doing so much. He loves running the football and loves the contact. Boy, he just found that opening and then just kept grinding those legs.
He said earlier in the week he was an old school guy, loves the Oklahoma drills.
Number 79 does not have to leave the field. He removed his own helmet to make an adjustment.
14 yards for Roberts.
Please reset the game clock to 1 minute and 22 seconds. It will start on the ready for play signal.
Yeah, Keith, there's not too many quarterbacks that's going to say they enjoy the Oklahoma drill.
He said he needs to back off a little bit. I think Tony Gibson would agree.
1:22 on the game clock, please. 1-2-2.
A moment ago they needed to add time. Now they need to decrease time on the clock.
So it's first and goal for the Herd from the 10-yard line. Toby Payne in motion. Handoff. Roberts down to the 5-yard line, maybe the 6, I should say.
Well, it looked like he was going to come to the outside, then just turned it back up. Player getting up slowly for the Thundering Herd. That's Eric Meeks, the center. No one can afford to lose their center.
Marshall's offensive line has really kind of come into its own.
Yeah, they got the game ball a week ago. Players of the game for their efforts in that big win over Old Dominion.
6 seconds on the play clock, so the Herd's going to have to hurry. unless they decide to get a timeout, which Tony Gibson's calling for right now.
Second charged timeout, Marshall, 30 seconds.
Yeah, it was clicking away there. You know, obviously you're in a good spot right here at 6. You don't want to back yourself up, so take the timeout. And there is Tony Gibson, the pride of Van, West Virginia. Yeah, it was amazing, though, when we were talking with G.J. Kinney, and you knew a few of the connections he had with coaches. And, you know, it's such a small window to begin with. And then, boy, he just started rattling off.
Man.
Individuals he knew. Mike Bartram, he just loves that guy.
Vinnie Curry from his time with Philadelphia. Not to mention the great coaches he's coached with.
Oh, my. Yeah, bright future for that guy.
Yeah. Gain of 4 yards on first down. 2 tight ends for the Herd. Roberts has it, and they've stacked him up. He gets a couple of yards down to the 4-yard line.
Antoine Roberts takes the ball to the 4-yard line for a gain of 2.
And surging there on the right-hand side.
Terrence Cooks Jr. on the stop, 3rd and goal.
Terrence Cooks Jr. with the defensive play. So now it's 3rd and goal from the 4. And it's going to be at the other side of the field as we see the first quarter.
This is the end of the first quarter.
So he had a might see him put it up here. Roberts alongside. Changes things up now. Roberts nowhere. Big time stop on defense. And Palasi Longi with the stop.
Yeah, excellent read. And Roberts down just about the time he got his hands on the football, and that's going to bring in the field goal unit, Keith.
Lorcan Quinn is on for a 23-yard field goal attempt on the season. He's done well, 8 for 12 on 3-pointers. Nathan Totten is the holder. Ball scoots back to him. He somehow sets it down and kicks it through. Whoa, what a play by Nathan Totten. As that one rolled back to him a little bit.
Yeah, you talk about a guy like Totten, and he is a weapon for you as a punter, but he's also a sure-handed holder. And well, that's the job for those guys. Sometimes, you know, it's not going to come back cleanly, but you got to scoop it up, get it down, and let your kicker swing his powerful leg into it, as they do there. And Marshall has its first lead of the game, Keith.
All right, it's thunderclapping time. Let's do
7-play drive, went 60 yards and ended with the field goal by Lorcan Quinn. The Irishman. What a cool story. Little Gaelic football over in Ireland. Came to the States.
What do you think about kids when they start playing football, you know, at the youth level, and then you got a guy like this, his first is on a big stage at a major college program.
Quinn sends it deep, and Jalen Jenkins just watches it go out of the back of the end zone.
You go back with the kickers that Marshall has had here in recent years, and there haven't been many return guys that have been given a chance to bring it out.
And Jenkins is dangerous, as we mentioned, averages 26 yards a return. So the less the Herd special teams sees of him, the better for Tony Gibson's sake. So after that early strike by Texas State, Marshall's defense has settled in. Been able to kind of hold down this high-powered Texas State offense. Stamey, the tight end, goes in motion. And that's Perry, and he will not go down until Boogie Trotter finishes him off at the 29-yard line.
Carry brought down by Boogie Trotter.
Yeah, excellent job there by Perry. Just fighting his way for a nice 5-yard gain.
Strong runner. He hits the hole hard, and he refuses to go down. Here he gets a couple of more out to the 31-yard line. Sets up third down, about 4 to go for Texas State.
The game started with a big pass play for Texas State that led to the first score of the contest.
Kylan Evans checks in the game as a wide receiver. Jackson wants to throw. He's got pressure, but he's going to run it, and he is stoned there by the Marshall defensive front. Tyus Martin came. Javay Gilmore. They have been impressive.
Sean Jeter leading the defense for the Herd. It is 4th down for the Bobcats.
And Jaleel Vera Harvey also in there. Caleb Clark Glover had a hand on him, maybe slowed him up a little bit. You know, they saw that great quarterback last week against Old Dominion. The game plan almost identical, isn't it, Keith, for this time around with the ever-talented Brad Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are just multi-talented. Almost got to it, did the Herd. But there's room for Lacey as he escapes one tackler, almost does anyway. Texas State hanging on.
Lacey brings the ball up to the 35.
Good play by the Bobcats to keep him contained as Malik Willis gets the stop. So the Herd, Roberts has been the tailback pretty much all along. There's Lacey, breaks free. Floyd Lacey down to the 35-yard line. First big hookup with Lacey on the afternoon.
They talked about Lacey chasing those greats for consecutive 100-yard games in the receiving department. And tell you what, he does not want to go down, Keith, when he catches the football.
Does a great job of open field running. You see Toby Payne going in motion, going back out. Del Rio Wilson thought about it, but Payne was well covered, so he kind of short-hopped it over to him.
And going back to homecoming week, and again, just a festive occasion. Jim Thornton's been here all week, the voice of Wheel of Fortune, and Marshall gunning for its 70th homecoming victory here this afternoon on this sun-splashed Saturday afternoon.
2nd and 10 for the Herd. That's Texas State 35. Here comes a blitz. Del Rio Wilson flares it out to Roberts. Roberts has room, and Roberts pounds it down close to the 20-yard line. That'll be a Marshall first down. They had the right play called to counter that blitz.
And just deliver it into the hands of your running back. And then he does a nice job just looking downfield and gets first down yardage.
First and 10. Roberts has pretty much gone the whole way at tailback. Del Rio Wilson keeps it, and he falls into the waiting arms of Tamir Jackson.
And then Jackson wraps him up after a short gain.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
Faked it there to Roberts. We saw Tony Mathis Jr. earlier in the Thundering Herd backfield, but right now, as they always like to say, get these running backs, get a guy all lathered up.
Yeah, you want to go with the hot running back if you can. Michael Allen is out, as I think Mark made mention of earlier. 2nd down and 8. They fake the give, and then they throw it, and that's going to be intercepted in the end zone. There came pressure, and how about the play? Only their 2nd interception of the year. Only the 2nd takeaway of the year. Craig Royal Jr. is back there for Texas State.
And one that Carlos Del Rio Wilson would love to have back. His first interception of the season. He was trying to hit Roberts there. Just kind of floated up there.
He had to hurry. There was pressure on him. That made the throw a little quicker than Del Rio Wilson would have liked, and Royal comes in for the interception.
The big break for the Bobcats. Now they'll put that outstanding offense they have back out on the field here and go to work here as they trail by 3.
Perry is the running back alongside Jackson. Jackson wants to throw on first down. He's going for a home run. It's out there, and it is caught. Beautiful throw and catch. Chris Don Jr., who had the big play earlier in this game,
Jackson's pass
on a go route.
Yeah, not wasting any time off the turnover. Got a step there on Marvay Myers and just looked it in. Great concentration by the Bobcat wide receiver.
50 yards on that completion. This is Perry with it. Walled up there at about the 28-yard line. Katron Evans on the stop.
Perry's on the Doak Walker Award watch list, the Earl Campbell Tyler Rose Award watch list, Warfel Trophy watch list. I guess maybe we just say, Keith,
which one's
is
he not
on?
Probably not the Nagurski Award list, I would say. Gain of 2 on first down. Empty backfield for Jackson. Perry joins him now. Jackson, quick look, and that's his favorite receiver, Bo Sparks. Sparks down to the 11-yard line. First down hookup.
Yeah, quick little slant there, and Sparks, well, he just knows how to maneuver the area for a receiver and makes the grab.
Bobcats going fast now. Perry, though, taken down after really no gain. Jadarius Green McKnight was there.
And Perry, 1,700 yards, 349 rushing attempts. Season ago.
Got 21 touchdowns at Texas State. Previously was at Arkansas State. Transferred.
I should say in his 30 games moving into this season.
Sparks goes in motion, and motion's out. They give it to Burrell, and he pounds it down to the 4-yard line. Cam Smith on the stop for the Thundering Herd.
And they come at him with Perry, and then come back with Burrell.
It's a 1-2 punch, yes. Third and 4 now. It's Jackson and Burrell. Sparks comes in motion, goes back out. They look for him. Pressure, and to the end zone. Marvay Myers on the coverage.
Excellent coverage by Marvay Myers.
Marvay Myers on coverage for the Herd.
Trying to get it into the hands of Evans. And so good job by Marshall defensively. And now the Bobcats will try to even the score here with a field goal attempt. And look there, the pressure was coming. He fires it.
Tyler Robles in the game. Seven for 9 this year. Spot, snap is down, and he has tied the game with a 21-yard field goal.
Yeah, good job by the Bobcats. Interception in the end zone. They drive down the field and they even things up here.
You're watching the Sun Belt. Came into this game with 1 turnover gain. They were last in the country, and they got one there that led to a score that tied it up. So Coach Kenny was emphatic about got to create some turnovers.
Yeah, and you do it against a guy who up until that point had yet to throw an interception, and they turned that into 3 points. And we're even here with 7:55 to go.
Michael James on the kick. That will sail over the end zone where Marshall comes out to the 25 with it. Flags are down, though. Back at the 37-yard line.
And Marshall going to get an extra 5 here. Offsides on the kicking team. Texas State, they were picked to finish second in the West Division. Marshall, meanwhile, was selected 6th in the East Division. You know, that's a little motivation somewhere there within the Shuey building each and every day.
I'm not sure in this portal era, Mark, if any of those preseason polls make any difference anymore. I hate to say it. I know a lot of people make their livelihoods at that, but you have no idea how you're going to be. Tony Mathis is the tailback beside Carlos Del Rio Wilson. He wants to throw it. Steps up. Now he's got some company. Bobcats in hot pursuit, and he almost threw another interception. He was looking for Adrian Norton.
Incomplete. Adrian Norton was the...
Amarian Atwood making the play out there.
Yeah.
Will the game clock operator please reset the game clock to 7 minutes and 45 seconds? The game clock should be stopped for an incomplete pass. Please reset the game clock to 7 minutes and 45 seconds, please.
Del Rio Wilson keep checking out of the game, so Ja'Kai Long is in.
Interesting development there.
Gonna hit there right as he releases it.
Thank you. It will start on the snap.
Long is a freshman from Hurricane, West Virginia. Started the opener against Georgia. He comes in on 2nd and 10. There's the give to Mathis. Tony Mathis dives ahead to about the 33-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 7 for the Herd.
You talk about alums in the house today here on Homecoming 2025. You know, Ja'Kai's father, Gerald, watching the action, former wide receiver.
First charge, timeout, Texas State.
So G.J.
Will the
Kinney.
game clock operator please reset the game clock to 7 minutes and 28 seconds, please.
So G.J. Kinney and his defensive staff will talk about it. Marshall has 3rd and 7 when we come back to Edwards Stadium.
So happy to see that he's able to produce and have these other guys just get built into the scheme more, and he's doing a great job. So hats off to Ralph Street, great guy. And yeah, he's my brother for life.
Now, of course, going into the draft, you had a lot of first-round grades on your first-round projections, but not getting the name called, you know, what was just the vibe like at home with the family just after that first night?
Yeah, you know, it was a little stressful at first. You know, you just waiting for your name to get called, but that wasn't my main concern. My main concern was making sure that I get my name called eventually, and it did. And I think, regardless, it was great. And once I did get my name called, it was the most important moment of my life, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
Just take us through that moment, getting called 59th overall pick to the Ravens. Of course, AFC North football is some of the elite football. Just take us through that moment of getting that call.
Yeah, not only am I getting drafted to the NFL, but I'm getting drafted to the NFL by one of the best NFL teams there is. And the Ravens had previous success with a lot of guys that came through there, Terrell Suggs, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and all those great defensive players. So it meant a lot for me to get drafted to them because I know that they want to develop me and they want me to eventually fulfill roles that were very special to that team.
Mike, best of luck the rest of the way. Best of luck.
All right, the Herd with it. Carlos Del Rio back in the game. Joshawn Barbie also in the game for the first time this afternoon. A long pass resulted in a pass interference on Jaden Rios, so Marshall has it 2nd down, 4 to go now in Texas State territory.
A nice interview there by Ben with one of the all-time greats wearing the green, a guy named Green.
Man, he was a terror at Marshall, wasn't he? There's a quick look to Floyd Lacey. Lacey's got a block, and he uses it down to the 26-yard line as Floyd Lacey and Del Rio Wilson start to team up. Traylon Payne on the stop.
I think the Ravens like those Marshall guys. There's a look at Lacey, and you know what he does so well. You know, makes the catch, and then he just turns and looks upfield and races. But you got Rasheen Ali also on that Raven roster.
Floyd Lacey picking up 43 yards already today. And there's a give to Barbie, who really just has to kind of dive ahead to get back to the line of scrimmage, as the defensive front of the Bobcats has an answer.
Wilson, Del Rio Wilson, maybe that's Lacey, forgive me, he gets up a little slow, so he's going to trot off. You know, they're happy to have you know, all these guys, and Joe Sean Barbie been out a while, and so it's definitely happy to see him back. At 12 rushing attempts against Missouri State.
Del Rio Wilson back to pass. Oh, wow. What a one-handed grab by Toby Payne, who's looking for the chains, and he's close.
Reception by Payne.
Holding. Offense, number 57. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Yeah, it's going to go against Meeks, the center. Boy, unfortunate, but nevertheless, you marvel at a play like that. As Toby Payne, you're dragging across the field. You got to kind of turn your body, and to catch that with one hand and then gather it in just shows, you know, the talent of that young man from Polka, West Virginia, who had the thrill of playing a few years here at this wonderful university with his older brother Ethan, who had a rock-solid career as a running back and a special teams player.
Yeah, man, those guys have been Marshall through and through, and Payne has become quite a weapon for the herd. Third and long, second long. Del Rio Wilson over the middle, almost into the hands of Texas State linebacker. Ben Turner was the intended receiver. Aiden Jones was there with Payne on coverage.
It is third down 20 for the herd.
Threw a laser in there. Turner couldn't hang on. 2 of 5 on third down is the Thundering Herd, and this is a long one. 20 to go. Del Rio Wilson rolls to his right. Just gives it underneath to Toby Payne, knocked out of bounds. The crowd wanted a late hit.
Said to Marshall, sideline there. Yeah, he dumped it off, you know, just the safety valve there. Another look at it here, rolling and rolling and kind of running out of space, and just flip it there to your talented tight end. So long field goal attempt here, Keith, for the herd.
Be about a 47-yarder for Lorcan Quinn. He certainly has the leg for it.
Second charge timeout. Texas State, 30 seconds.
So G.J. Kinney going to make him think about it.
It was a 53-yarder this season. Marshall looking to go back on top here. Again, the last play.
Looks like he stepped out of bounds. I don't think the defender knew that, so.
He kind of tried to tightrope the sideline there. We're being driven out of bounds by Chase Davis. Well, you look at that Texas State Bobcat roster, and it's no surprise, Keith. I mean, when you look at the hometowns,
where they're from,
Texas,
Dallas,
Texas, and Texas.
Houston, San Antonio. Great talent for football in that state, obviously. So a 47-yard attempt for Lorcan Quinn. Totten sets it down. Quinn booms it, and it is up, and it is good. That would have been good from 65 yards. A line drive by Lorcan Quinn, and Marshall retakes the lead.
Well, you spend a lot of time on special teams, and then it is up to those guys to throw the blocks. You got to have the nice snap, the nice hold, and then the good leg by Quinn, a great leg, and a 47-yarder to put Marshall back in front.
Every point is valuable when you're playing the two best offenses in the Sun Belt. You're going to see scoring, so you want to take advantage of those opportunities.
When you come in here, you think maybe a shootout right now, maybe.
That's what Coach Kinney said to us this week. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a shootout. It's probably one of those defensive battles. Sometimes happens that way. Jenkins stands at his goal line. And he's going back, and he's going to bring it out from about 4 yards deep. Good coverage by special teams as he gets out to the 23-yard line.
Jenkins with that return.
They got 3:30 in this first half. Dynamic offense for Texas State.
24, first and 10 for the Bobcats.
Both teams.
Yeah.
Both of these teams today have capitalized on a turnover to turn it into points.
Lincoln Perry is with Jackson in the backfield, first and 10. 3:37 to go before halftime. Jackson wants to throw on first down. He's got his man Sparks, and he finds him. These two guys, they're just out there playing sandlot football sometimes.
Yeah. Sparks just has that knack. And then that's the kind of pattern of, boy, you really got to place it perfectly. And Brad Jackson does, 31 yards.
So Texas State in Marshall territory. Jackson wants to throw it up top again. He's got his man out there.
Wow.
And wow, what a catch by Chris Don Jr. He has made some huge plays here this afternoon.
Yeah, Chris Don Jr., he has been phenomenal. And he had the big play to start the game. And two big catches here. And Texas State threatening to perhaps take the lead here.
So the Bobcats 2 for 2 in the red zone thus far. First and goal from the 6-yard line. And there's a flag down.
Full start. Offense number 11. 5-yard penalty, first down.
You hate those pre-snap penalties, Keith.
Yeah, those are the kinds that drive offensive coordinators crazy. Landon Keppel now may have to rethink things. Here's that hook up to Don Jr. Got ahead of Marvay Myers. Perfectly delivered. Second goal from the 11 now. Jackson stands in the pocket, wants to throw, and he can get loose in there. Now he's being chased. Now he's got room to run, and he's got wheels. Jackson looks for the end zone. Knocked out of bounds. The 1-yard line.
Yeah, outstanding play there by Marshall to close and keep him from scoring. Sean Jeter. We just give that guy a lot of time, and he looked, and now this is when it gets scary for those defensive coaches, when he can turn on the jets there.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
But what a shot Tayshawn Jeter delivered. Jackson paid for that run, but it gets him in a nice situation on 3rd and goal. Texas State threatening to retake the lead. They've got 3rd and goal. This is 2nd and goal. And that's Perry, and he's wrapped up short of the goal line. Jalen Parker was there. Katron Means. So that is now 3rd and goal. He lost a yard.
You talk about Parker. He's been nicked up some this season for the Herd, but making some plays here today.
Crowd getting into it here, Mark, with 3rd and goal from the 2. Got to beware of Jackson keeping it. Now he was wanting to throw it, but the whistles blew.
3rd and final. Charge timeout. Marshall, 30 seconds.
Tony Gibson went a long way to get that one, Mark. Down the sideline to the official to signal he wants to talk this one over.
Tony doing his sprints throughout the week, too. You got to be ready to run down that sideline and get play stopped. You go back, in this situation. We'll see what happens here, but outstanding play by Jeter that kept Jackson from getting into the end zone. Jeter, a young man out of Winston-Salem. R.J. Reynolds High School has got an interception this season. Again, Marshall with a good job in the takeaway department here in 2025.
Texas State 2 of 7 on 3rd downs thus far this afternoon. Big one here. It'll be Jackson and Perry in the backfield. Sometimes Jackson does this on his own. We'll see. This time he wants to throw it, and he throws it to his tight end, Stamey. Touchdown.
Titus Lyons with the reception of the pass from Brad Jackson.
Check that. Titus Lyons, I apologize. They've got 3 tight ends. They run them in and out, but Lyons went in motion, and nice job by Jackson to find him as they retake the lead.
Yeah, he just released there to the outside as you come in motion, and Brad Jackson spotted his receiver, and it's a touchdown for the Bobcats.
5-play drive went 76 yards. Nice play call by Landon Keppel, the offensive coordinator. Robles is on now for the point after. Referee Tim Barker wants the play clock recycled, and they do that. Robles adds the extra point. It is good.
Kind of a seesaw affair here, Keith, as we take a look at the touchdown. And again, the big tight end. A flag down here on the kick.
The Trafford point is good. Personal foul, leveraging number 90 of the defense. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. Correction, number 99, number 99.
Jamal Weiss Jr. being called for that leverage penalty. So Texas State retaking the lead here.
Yeah, they said 90 first. I don't think Lorcan Quinn was out there. All right, plenty of time here for Marshall, but excellent job.
Number 15 for Marshall is reporting as number 43. Number 15 for Marshall is reporting as number 43. Leveraging.
Good, nice job by the Bobcats to go down and retake the lead here. Had the first lead of the game. Then it was tied. Then Marshall led. Then it was tied again. Then Marshall back in front. And now the Bobcats with the advantage.
Got a feeling this is going to go like this the rest of the way. As they'll kick it off from midfield, James will have a short field to negotiate here. He's going to squib it, and that'll be returnable. Xavier Turner Bradshaw gets out to the 21-yard line. 1:16 to go. Remember, though, Marshall has no timeouts to go down the field. We'll see if Rod Smith plays it conservatively or if they go after it here.
They had the weapons. Carlos Del Rio Wilson turning at quarterback. He's out for a brief moment there earlier. Ja'Kai Long came in, but back out there to operate this Thundering Herd offense here on Homecoming 2025.
Joshawn Barbie goes in motion. Del Rio Wilson keeps it himself. He gets good yardage, first down yardage, out to the 32-yard line.
I believe they froze them a little bit there, Keith. You know, he kind of glanced over. Barbie just stood still there and then right up the gut, and it's first down.
Have to go with a little sense of urgency, though, as, again, Coach Gibson has used those 3 timeouts. There's a flag down. That's most certainly going to be a hold as Del Rio Wilson ducks out of bounds.
Yeah, sitting back there in the pocket trying to find somebody.
Holding. Offense, number 79. 10-yard penalty, first down.
You're going to get Christian Richter there on the hold, but, you know, just holding on to that ball, looking downfield, and set the Thundering Herd back.
Ball back to the 21, first and 20.
You see it there, right-hand side, battling with Deverick Woods.
Richter, 6'6", 306-pound redshirt junior from Baltimore. So on for, there's a run play as Barbie takes it up back to the 26-yard line, and Marshall may just kind of keep it on the conservative side here as we near the end of the first half.
Woods there making the tackle.
Right starter with the stop.
Yeah, again, there does not seem to be that.
Now that's what that penalty does, Mark. It kind of takes away your opportunity to go.
Marshall will get the ball to start the second half.
Del Rio Wilson out to the initial line of scrimmage,
The keeper takes the ball to the 32, gain of 5.
which will likely be the last play of the first half.
Jackson on the stop.
And indeed it is.
This is the end of the second quarter.
The Texas State, it's a little rally there towards the end of the half to go in and score and retake the lead. So Tony Gibson and company head to the locker room. Like Mark said, Marshall will get the football to start the second half. Bobcats and that talented quarterback able to march it down with some big plays.
And you get on the road here and you move into the locker room with a halftime lead. You're always happy with that. Again, just a back and forth game here. Good battle between these teams.
Michael James is ready to go. And he boots it through the end zone. So Marshall will get it at the 25-yard line.
25 for Marshall.
Going to do a personnel check here for Marshall, Keith, from an offensive standpoint. And one of the great playmakers, Floyd Lacey, he was hobbling a little bit as he came back on the field.
Let's go downstairs to Ben Westfall. Ben.
Well, guys, I was able to talk to both head coach Tony Gibson and head coach G.J. Kinney, both coaches for Texas State Marshall. For G.J. Kinney, he was impressed with how the defense has been able to just be able to stop the box, Texas State stop Marshall offense. And then for we're shooting ourselves in the foot, get some momentum, but then end up with penalties. Just got to clean that up and just stay aggressive. Just stay aggressive against Texas State, both offensively and defensively. Back up to you guys.
Antoine Roberts on first down picks up about 3 yards. Terrence Cooks on the stop.
Well, Roberts was the workhorse in the run game for Marshall in that first half. It's his 12th carry of the game there.
Last week against Old Dominion, Tony Gibson said the first drive of the second half was important as Marshall had him to stop. And this one equally important for the Herd on offense. Del Rio Wilson pounds his way ahead for the first down.
Well, again, you want to fight your way back and regain that lead. And Carlos Del Rio Wilson, boy, had a nice move there. And then the power as he churns for first down yardage.
First and 10 from the 39 for the Herd. Then Turner in motion. Del Rio Wilson delivers. Toby Payne on the grab. Held up and stopped there by Bobby Cosby, but first down yardage for the Thundering Herd.
Always impressed, with a guy like Payne that just, has that knack of getting open, and your quarterback finds you. Just a tough hit there after the catch. Hangs on, another big first down.
Herd in Texas State territory now. Del Rio Wilson keeps it again. Gets stopped after a gain of about 5 yards.
Keeps the ball, takes it down to the 40, a gain of 5.
Terrence Cooks Jr. Excuse me, Mark.
Oh, you're fine, Keith. I'll tell you what, yeah, he's come out here in the second half. A couple of big tackles there.
They gave him 5 yards on first down, so 2nd and 5 for Del Rio Wilson. He's going to keep it again. And it looks like Toby Payne was trying to make the block, but well done by the defense. Amarian Atwood avoided the block and made the stop.
Yeah, the nickel comes up, read it nicely, and gets the ever dangerous Carlos Del Rio Wilson around the ankles there.
3rd down, 3 to go for the Herd. There's a quick look to Roberts. Roberts breaks a tackle, 1st down yardage, and then some, down to the 27-yard line. Herd's offense in rhythm on this first drive of the second half.
He had 3 wide to the far side, the left-hand side, and one guy lined up to the right. That was Payne. Richter just got out of the way there, and you flick it to Roberts. He had a lot of daylight there. 3rd first down here in this drive.
Yeah, tough to arm tackle Antoine Roberts. 2 backs beside Carlos Del Rio Wilson here on 1st down. And that's a give to Justin Williams-Thomas. And he gets good yardage before being dragged out of bounds into the kicking net. Bobby Crosby on the stop.
And Justin Williams-Thomas, a guy with a lot of talent. Tennessee, Cal, he's been in a couple of programs, and he's explosive. He was impressive earlier in the season in a game against Missouri State. He does a nice job holding on to that ball. It took about 3 guys to get him out of there.
They go with 2 backs again. That looks like Joshawn Barbie. Runs into his lineman.
Ball down to the 17, another Herd.
Tariq Montgomery, a little slow getting up.
Yeah, you look there, and he was kind of trying to twist his way to get back up. A little scary there for a moment. So Marshall got good rhythm going here. Another 1st down.
Back split again. Barbie cuts it to the outside. Joshawn Barbie rams into the defender down at the 14-yard line.
Joshawn Barbie takes the ball inside the 15 to the 14.
Traylon Payne on the stop for the Bobcats.
Yeah. Bobcats closing there quickly on Barbie. So a lot of personnel changes here offensively for the Herd. Payne comes back in. Lacey's out there. That's a good sign.
Antoine Roberts is the back. Gain of 3 on 1st down. They roll it and they fake the pitch. Del Rio Wilson gets a couple of yards, but good pursuit there by their leading tackler, Traylon Payne.
Now you got Lacey coming from right to left and fake it to him, and Del Rio Wilson,
Davis made that last play.
he's shaking up because Long's coming in. Yeah, he's
Maybe his hand, I'm not sure, Mark.
It's right down there around the 20 on the Marshall sideline. So we see Ja'Kai Long again for the Thundering Herd.
Let's see if he landed awkwardly here on the tackle. Maybe trying to brace his fall there. Ja'Kai Long wants to throw it and rips it out there. Complete. Just in front of the sticks was Adrian Norton. It's a long throw across the field. Jaden Rijo's on the stop.
Ball at the 8-yard line.
So it's
Rios made the stop. It is 4th and short.
For the Herd. Keep the offense on the field, it looks like. The give is inside, and Texas State having none of it. They stone him at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, absolutely waiting
in the backfield
on Antoine Roberts. And so a good-looking drive comes to a close for the Thundering Herd.
Texas State will take over 1st and 10.
Initial contact made by Cameron Washington, and then everybody else fills in. And like you said, that long drive, all those yards and the time off the clock, all for naught as Texas State gets a big stop.
Chipped away at some time too, Keith, on that 3rd quarter clock.
Yeah, but if you're the Herd or either team that has a drive like that, you want to come away with points. Lions in motion. There's the give to Burrell as he picks his way out over the 10-yard line.
Greg Burrell with the carry. Gain of about a yard to the 11.
I tell you, Parker's played a nice game here today for the Thundering Herd.
Gain of a yard on first down for Texas State. Burrell stays in. And they whip it inside. That's Maven Anderson who makes the grab. Boogie Trotter on the stop. And looked like some confusion in the defensive backfield for the Herd there.
Boogie Trotter on the stop, 1st and 10.
Just Anderson kind of just sits there and waits for the throw.
Texas State trying to go a little fast, and they got called for the false start. 7th penalty of the game for the Bobcats.
Again, they love what they call that NASCAR mode at times. They can slow it down, but now 289 yards total offense for the Bobcats.
Jackson gives to Burrell. He's looking to pick his way through and almost got there.
He sure did.
Paul Hudson was there to make the stop.
And that's tough to do as running back sometimes, Keith, because you know you're just waiting and you're waiting and looking, and then suddenly there is the opening.
Jackson wants to throw, and his man is open, wide open. Marvay Myers on the stop, but Chris Don Jr., who's had himself quite an afternoon, makes the grab.
1st and 10 for Texas State.
And he's just over there just kind of sitting and waiting for the release from the outstanding Texas State quarterback Jackson.
5 catches, 160 yards for Chris Don. Wow, what an afternoon.
He had that big 66-yarder to get this game going this afternoon.
1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. They fake the give to Sparks, and here's Jackson, and he's dangerous. And he gets free into Marshall territory down to the 40-yard line.
Jackson with the carry takes the ball into Marshall.
Jalen Parker on the stop.
Now going with the run game, and the pass game, and then you turn your quarterback loose.
There's Burrell again, picking his way for good yardage.
Boy.
Gets about 9 on first down.
Yeah, he does a really nice job just being patient and going right up the middle there in the high traffic area, but nice gain.
Just like Marshall did on its first drive. The Bobcats in a good rhythm right now. Jackson wants to throw again, chased out of the pocket this time. Trying to guide his wide receivers and just tosses it into the bench area.
Jackson takes the ball, throws it out of bounds.
A good job by the Thundering Herd defensively there.
Texas State.
He's up a 3rd down situation here for the Bobcats.
Only the 5th incompletion of the day for Brad Jackson. 3 of 8 on 3rd down are the Bobcats. Pretty sure it'd be 2-down territory anyway, Mark, from where they are, should they need it. Perry goes in motion. Jackson gives it to his tight end, and he's got the grab and 1st down yardage. Titus Lyons, who had the touchdown earlier, makes the grab.
Yeah, good job. They brought the pressure, but Lyons, he releases and makes the grab. That's a tough one to cover.
Yeah, they run a lot of motion and misdirection, and Jackson does a great job with it as the ball handler. Lyons will come out, and Jake Simpson checks in. There's a run up the middle by Perry. He can't escape the Herd's defense. Gets about a yard.
Lincoln Perry with the carry.
Cannon Lewis on the stop.
14, gain of 1.
Lewis, a young man, grew up right here in the area. Played his high school ball. Cabell Midland was at NC State with Tony Gibson. Makes the move back home. Gets a stop there.
2nd and 9. Jackson going to keep it himself. He's got a lot of room. Jackson slides down at about the 8-yard line. Cam Smith was waiting for him.
Brad Jackson with the keeper takes the ball to the 8.
Big third down here.
Cam Smith on the stop.
Good look there at Cam Smith.
Texas State.
He's had a sensational season thus far for the Herd.
Big third down here for the Bobcats. Jackson looks to the sideline. His coordinator, Landon Keppel, will relay the play in. Unless they decide to talk about it.
Yeah, I think they are, Keith.
First charge, timeout, Texas State.
So the
Look at this crowd. It's awesome.
third down here. Jackson goes inside. That's Perry, and he is stopped. So a decision for head coach G.J. Kinney. 4th and 2 if he wants to go for it, or he can elect to kick it here. Looks like he's going to keep the offense on the field. And he is. Another tight end comes in the game.
Always watch the ever dangerous Sparks out here, Keith.
And Jackson himself. There's a snap. Jackson wants to roll. He's got trouble. Just heaves it to the end zone, and it's intercepted.
Wow.
Big stop for the Thundering Herd on defense.
What I always wanted to do, make people happy, kind of like watching football.
Nothing wrong with that. Del Rio Wilson wants to keep it, but Texas State right there.
Was there something in the water here, though, in the area? Because you had Peter Marshall from Huntington. Soupy Sales, he was always along game shows. The Chuck Woolery, Ashland, yourself.
And Johnny Olson.
Yeah,
Johnny Olson. Now he's buried, I think, in
West
Williams,
Virginia.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I know. I asked myself the same thing, and I don't know. But I know I wanted to do something like this even when I was 5 years old. It's just great. Just like you guys, probably.
2nd and 12. Del Rio Wilson to throw. Wow, what a strike to Floyd Lacey, and what a catch.
Well, Keith, we talked about him coming back. He was coming back onto the field at the end of halftime, and he was limping just a bit. But, boy, what a fearless catch by Floyd Lacey.
Man, even a gimpy Floyd Lacey is a talented Floyd Lacey as he makes the grab. Marshall first down at the 36-yard line. Del Rio Wilson going to get heated up. Gets rid of it. That's D.D. Tamaraz out in the open. Tamaraz into Texas State territory down to the 20-yard line. Biggest play of the game for the Thundering Herd offense.
Yeah, just, so many talented receivers for Marshall. Tamaraz, a guy they have been high on, and a big strike there from Del Rio Wilson to Tamaraz for the first down.
The Grand Marshal of Homecoming has brought the Herd luck on offense as they've heated it up here.
I think you're right.
1st and 10 from the 20.
Don't jinx it.
Now they flare it out to Lacey, and he is drilled.
Jim, it's an interesting work schedule for you with the taping of Wheel of Fortune.
It is. Yeah, we do 6 shows in one day. So we get an audience in the morning, audience in the afternoon, and we tape 36 days a year for the regular show, and maybe another 10 or so for the celebrity show. So it gives me time to watch football, like I say.
No doubt.
Cool little shout out that Vanna and Ryan Seacrest gave you on the video board. Fans at home didn't see it, but it was neat.
Yeah, it was great.
Hurt going to the air, ball batted, and Del Rio Wilson alertly knocks it away.
I think Carlos has been to.
Rolling on the field is an incomplete forward pass. It's 3rd down.
I think Carlos has been to some volleyball matches here lately.
He had the spike
heads up play by the Marshall QB.
3rd down long for Marshall.
Cole Niles with the rejection, and then Del Rio Wilson makes sure nobody else gets to it. 3rd and 10 now for the Herd. 5 wide for Marshall. G.J. Kinney wants a timeout.
2nd charge timeout, Texas State.
So Texas State takes the timeout, and we will take it with them. Marshall threatening. 4 wide for the Herd. Roberts is the tailback. Del Rio Wilson back to throw. delivers. That's Adrian Norton trying to get a block. He gets one, but he stopped short of the first down. Big hit by Traylon Payne.
That'll be Lorcan Quinn time. Get him in and draw closer. Keith, make this a one-point game.
Yeah, Mark, you know the last drive they drove it down the field and came away with nothing. You don't want to do that 2 drives in a row, so they're going to put Quinn out there for what will be a 31-yard field goal attempt. Totten is the holder. Snap down, kick up, and he drills it through.
Wow. Almost hit that trombone.
3 on the day for the talented young man.
So the Herd cuts it to 17-16. Now back with Jim Thornton. Jim, what a week you've had. I've seen you at gyms taking pictures with people, obviously the parade. How cool has it been to come back here and just kind of be celebrated?
It's like being a politician, but with all the good parts. No decision making. It has been incredible, spectacular. I feel like everybody, like I'm living through everybody's eyes in Huntington and, you know, in the tri-state and in Marshall. Just representing everybody, you know, galvanizing us. And I wanted to do everything I could to be as present as I could during this wonderful privilege that is being the Grand Marshal.
And you had a chance, too, obviously, to speak with students, which is obviously the future, right?
I love the energy. They're so engaged and inspired, yes.
Another deep kick from Lorcan Quinn, so Texas State will take it up the 25-yard line. Jim, I'm curious when you meet people and you tell them what they do, what you do they go, oh, now I recognize you, just because of the voice, right?
They do sometimes. Sometimes they'll say, you sound like you should be on the radio. I don't consider myself one of those guys who talks like this. You know what I mean? But I think it's because they've heard me, which is a huge compliment, you know, a sort of a roundabout compliment because they don't know. But it's just wonderful. Yeah, I do get recognized sometimes. And sometimes visually. Around here, everybody's knowing who I am now this week.
You're famous. You can't hide now.
Yeah, I know. I love it.
1st and 10 now for Texas State, setting up at the 25-yard line. Marshall's cut the lead to a single point, 17-16. Jackson's had a lot of success throwing, but he is swamped.
Well, there's Hudson the third, Keith, who Tony Gibson has spoken highly about. Thundering Herd with an injured player. That's Weiss.
Officials timeout for an injured player of the defense.
Jamal Weiss there in that big-time collision there, but Paul Hudson the third, he has been phenomenal for the Thundering Herd. Do you ever just run out and you just spin the wheel, you know, just for fun?
I do, just make sure it's all lubricated up properly. Yeah, you know, sure, I do that when people
You got
come.
to work out to do
and
that,
it's
right?
heavy. And you got to pull and then push. The thing actually weighs something like 2,400 pounds. And they're checking him out on the field.
Yeah,
He's
Jamal Weiss.
he got a little stunned, didn't he?
He did. He had a huge play last week in that game against Old Dominion when Marshall stopped the Monarchs on 4th down. He's been quite a force for the Herd. His dad, of course, played here back in the day when Marshall had just entered the FBS and became a powerhouse in the Mid-American Conference, and he's up. And
giving him a round of applause.
Jim
there.
gives him a round of applause.
Okay.
Well, Jim, I guess you're going to have to depart, but we do want to say, you know, can you just act like Keith and I are partners in Wheel of Fortune, and
Yes.
we won a big prize?
$1
Can you do that
million,
for
yeah.
us?
Just won $1 million.
Oh, that's awesome.
If somebody has $1 million to give me, to give them.
Just to hear it, man. It's great seeing you. Have a great
This
rest of
has
your
been a
day.
great week, and I
Rest of your
love,
week.
I love what you guys are doing. So
Happy for you.
All right. Thank you, Jim.
Texas State.
All right, a loss of 8 on that sack, so it's 2nd and 18 for the Bobcats. Jackson to throw. Now he's going to tuck it and go. And he turns on the speed, and he's got it. Slides into the 27-yard line.
This is the end of the 3rd quarter.
So Brad Jackson trying to rally the troops, doing it with his wheels here. He'll have a third down coming up when we come back to Edwards Stadium. You're watching the Sun Belt on ESPN. Leading at 17-16. Hurd bringing heat. And it's delivered, and he caught Marshall in a blitz, and that's Sparks. And he's going to go. Bo Sparks, 74 yards for the touchdown.
Jackson pass complete to Bo Sparks for a touchdown.
That silences the crowd.
Well, that young man, big-time player, and takes that pass and does the rest.
Perfect play call there as Marshall was bringing the house. And they ran a little underneath screen to Sparks, who's always dangerous.
Robles on for the extra point.
Sixth touchdown of the year for Bo Sparks. Robles on for the extra point. And the Bobcats now up
Kick is good.
24-16.
They get the 8-point difference there. And just a quick dump, and then turn on the jets and take it to the end zone and extend your lead by an 8-point margin.
367 yards passing for Jackson thus far. He's been able to throw it over the top for some big gainers, and that one just an underneath screen pass that Bo Sparks took the rest of the way.
And Sparks now with 6 catches on the day, 143 yards.
Number 15 for Marshall was reporting as number 43. Number 15 reporting as number 43.
Michael James on now for the kickoff duties. Xavier Turner Bradshaw stands at his goal line. See if the Herd can answer that quick strike by Texas State. That's returnable. Bradshaw from his 4-yard line. Turner Bradshaw kicks it outside, but he is taken down.
Turner Bradshaw
About the 27-yard line.
Out to about the 22.
Traylon Payne on the stop.
Chase Davis with the stop. First and 10.
And now the Thundering Herd offense back to work and trying to answer here. Came up empty on a possession in this second half and then settled for a field goal. So
yeah, at this juncture, Mark, you have to believe field goals won't do it for the Thundering Herd. When you see this explosive offense at Texas State, you have to take advantage of every scoring chance. So we'll see if they can get a drive going here. Carlos Del Rio Wilson and his Herd setting up at the 22-yard line. Wants to throw on first down. Takes out of the pocket. He's got a lot of room. Del Rio Wilson gets a block. First down yardage.
Del Rio Wilson
out to the 32.
Takes the ball out of
And there's a fight and 2 flags. And we got all kinds of extracurriculars going on over at the sideline.
With Lacey coming out of there, Toby Payne, one of the captains, getting number 4 out of the mix over there. Del Rio Wilson still has the ball in his hands.
And there's a player down for Texas State. There 2 flags came out over at the sideline, and then there's a flag at the 22-yard line. It'll be tough to sort out. And then, of course, we've got to figure out who that player is down for Texas State at the 20. Meantime, Tim Barker and his staff are having a little meeting about this one. Who did what? About to find out.
There are live ball fouls and dead ball fouls by both teams. Holding. Offense number 44. The penalty will be enforced. 10 yards, it's first down. After the play was over, personal foul. Texas State, personal foul. Marshall. after the play on sportsmanlike conduct. Texas State number 1. All of those dead ball fouls will offset. It's first down. This is number 1's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
The injured player is defensive lineman Amapalasi Longi. Here's a replay. So they're going at it.
Yeah, helmet comes off.
Bobby Crosby and Lacey were engaged.
And extends.
And then when your quarterback heads over to the other sideline, you're going to get help, right? There's Toby Payne going in to straighten things out. So that hurts the herd because it's 1st and 20. All the way back to their 12-yard line. Joshawn Barbie goes outside. Picks up about 4 yards. Taken out of bounds by Aiden Jones.
And Joshawn trying to get back into the mix here today for Marshall. Barbie with his 6th carry of the day. Got 5 there.
Second and 15 now for the herd. Del Rio Wilson wants to throw. And he delivers to Norton. Norton's got it, and he's got a first down as he eludes a tackle. Jaden Rios had a hold of him, Mark, but he couldn't hang on.
Yeah, just maybe overplayed it a little bit, and nice job by Marshall's receiver, Norton, to break loose. Young man who transferred from Akron.
Run play on first down. Barbie gets to the 37-yard line. 4 yards on first down. Jordan Sanders on the stop.
Jordan Sanders on the stop. 2nd and 6.
Herd picking up the pace just a little bit on offense. It has worked thus far. There's a little give inside. Screen pass. Joshawn Barbie gets first down yardage. Marshall out to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, good job there by Barbie. You know, kind of collected himself, kind of bobbled it just momentarily, but latched onto it and produces a fresh set of downs for the Thundering Herd.
That little rollout pass is a little more difficult than people think. You got to put some touch on that. 1st and 10. There's Del Rio Wilson. Stop there. Made by Aiden Jones after a gain of a couple.
Justin Williams Thomas back there in the backfield, and well, Del Rio Wilson limping off, and we see Ja'Kai Long again, Keith, for the Thundering Herd at quarterback. Del Rio Wilson plays so hard.
He's tough, though. He has proven he'll come back, no question. They're bringing heat. Ja'Kai Long can't escape it, and he is dropped at the 37-yard line.
He's sacked.
And Del Rio Wilson is, just as you say that, Keith, he's
back in.
Getting back in.
Donterry Russell on the scene for the Bobcats on defense. That's a big loss. 3rd down, 14 to go as Del Rio Wilson comes back in. Herd only 3 of 9 on 3rd down conversions, and this one made doubly difficult by the sack. Delivered to Toby Payne. Payne trying to escape. Gets out to the 49-yard line, but he'll be about 6 yards shy of the first down.
Officials timeout for an injured player in the offense.
Yeah, Tariq Montgomery. He's been banged up a little bit today, battling there in the trenches. Father Jack played at Toledo. And
6'5", 301-pound redshirt junior. And he's coming off with some help. Looks to be okay.
Toby Payne valuable tight end for Marshall. His 4th catch of the day. So Lacey, Payne, and Norton all with 4 receptions, but unfortunately he was short for the Thundering Herd there on the third down attempt there. So Totten's going to have to come in, Keith.
2 punts for 48 yards on the afternoon. Bo Sparks back deep to receive at his 12-yard line. He might have just caught his breath from that touchdown pass. Sparks going to let it drop, and it does not check, goes into the end zone. Texas State football when we return. So the Bobcats have the lead over the Herd.
With Georgia State, Georgia Southern.
There's a quick look to Sparks. This time the Herd has it sniffed out. Nothing doing there. Good stop by Jeter on the outside.
A loss of a yard on the play.
And again, when Sparks has that ball in his hands, you better have somebody closing quickly, and that time they did with Deshaun Jeter.
Lost about a half a yard there. And there's the give inside. JaVale Gilmore on the stop. Lincoln Perry on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and long now for the Texas State offense. Tony Gibson, defensive coordinator Shannon Morrison would love to get a stop here. 3rd down. About 8 to go. Crowd getting into it. See if the Herd brings pressure. Looks like they step out, 3-man rush. Here comes Jackson, and he is met and dropped. Carry on Martin, JaVale Gilmore were there. They were spying him when they came out of the blitz look. They were ready for number 8. Big defensive sequence for the Herd.
Well, you know, time continues to move along here. You're down 8, and you can't ill afford, if you are Marshall, to let the Bobcats whittle away time and perhaps add to what at the moment's an 8-point advantage.
Nunez in to punt it away for Texas State, and he's going to keep it. And Nunez is going to get the 1st down. Wow, what a play call by Kenny. Looks like the ball may have come out.
Double on the play.
They're trying to sort it out at the bottom of the pile. Marshall signaling they have it.
And they do. Ben Turner.
Ben Turner.
By the defense.
Wow, what a change of fortunes there. The fake punt was successful, but Nunez was hit and looked like he coughed it up just before he went down.
That is 2 weeks in a row that 2 young men from Spring Valley High School have come up with fumble recoveries on punts. Now, he slowed him down. Then the big hit there by Marvay Myers. And the ball
as he was going
loose.
down. Nunez had the yardage. Punters obviously aren't used to running the ball, taking a hit like that one.
Well, they had what they wanted. And then bodies fly around, collide. And now Marshall with a golden opportunity here.
31-yard line. No doubt G.J. Kinney is asking for a review.
The ruling on the of a fumble recovered by the defense is under video review.
All right, we're going to take a break with the review in progress. Texas State hoping to hang on to the football. Herd hoping to take it away. Back alongside Del Rio Wilson. Toby Payne goes in motion. Barbie with it and going nowhere. Great stop on defense by Washington.
Yeah, Cameron Washington, he just like a bolt of lightning in there and nothing doing for the Herd running back.
Loss of a yard. Second down, 11 to go. Del Rio Wilson to throw. Finally delivers, and Tamaraz makes a nice grab. Had to go up and get it.
You had to go down, up and get it, and then Keith, you got to come down. You got to make sure at least you got a foot in bounds there, and a nice job by
Rios on coverage here. A nice grab. Third down, 2 to go now from the 23. Heard 3 of 10 on third downs here today. Roberts is the tailback. Lacey in motion, and Del Rio keeps it. First down yardage. Del Rio lowers his head down to the 12-yard line. Drive continues.
Had Lacey coming in motion from the right-hand side to the left, fake it to him, and then right up the middle. And, you know, again, just Del Rio Wilson, talk about, you know, just what he means to the team when he has the football in his hands running, and he can hurdle guys, and added a couple of extra yards there.
They got guys running off the field as Marshall snaps it. The flag comes down at the 19-yard line.
Flags on the play.
And they were trying.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the defense. Illegal substitution. Defense. That penalties decline. Offside. Defense. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
So the Herd gets 5 free yards here.
Great look there, Keith, at the homecoming crowd here on this Saturday afternoon. Just another spectacular day for football in Huntington.
Weather ideal. Now that the sun has gone down, it's even nicer outside. So the Herd goes first and goal from the 7-yard line. Trailing by 8. Roberts is in the backfield. 2 tight ends in the game. Del Rio Wilson looks for Tamaraz, and good coverage out there by Terrell on defense.
Tamaraz looked for the flag, as most receivers do.
Second and 5.
Pressure applied there by the Bobcats. Coming off 2 tough losses in a row.
They're showing blitz. Del Rio Wilson keeps it. He crashes down to about the 5-yard line.
Del Rio Wilson takes the ball to the 5.
It'll be third and goal from there.
Jordan Sanders at the stop. Third down 3 for the Herd.
Pardon me, it's not goal. It's third and 3. They can get a first down at the 2. See what happens here as Del Rio Wilson lines him up. Lacey in motion, goes back the other way. Del Rio Wilson gets hit as he throws, and it falls incomplete. Or is that a fumble? No, they call it incomplete.
The ruling on the field is the quarterback had firm control moving forward. It's an incomplete forward pass. Fourth down.
So, Mark, as you look at the kicking team come out, Del Rio Wilson hobbling off the field. Not a bad idea. They're down 8 anyway, so you gotta make it manageable. And there you see the hit.
And good pressure, and you know, maybe fortunate too, Keith, because that ball, you know, went up in the air if you're Marshall. So Quinn called upon again here today.
Quinn boots it up, and it is good. So the Herd cuts the deficit now with the Lorcan-Quinn field goal.
Well, you know, those folks are going to be there if they've made travel all the way from Texas to Huntington. They'll be at home, those home games, and probably a couple of those away games as well. You know, we talked with Coach Kenny there, Keith, earlier in the week, and you know, he just talked about bringing his family and just wanting to experience. And you know, you kind of like that because you know, when you're coaching, you're so wrapped up in what you're doing, and he just kind of wants to soak it all in and enjoy coming, you know, to different places and, you know, not look back years later and say, I wish I'd have done that.
That's a great outlook, and no matter where you go, enjoy the stadiums you go to and the places you go to, right? Brad Jackson Sets him up at the 25-yard line. Huge drive for both teams here. Sparks in motion. He keeps it. And there's Sparks again. Good yardage. Dragged down by Cam Smith after a gain of 9.
It's as though Sparks is he's just going one speed at all times.
He really, I mean, just a great player. I mean, he helps you in so many different ways. 142 yards receiving. He's the punt returner. Always a threat. Jackson's right-hand man, no question. 2nd and 1. Got a feeling the Bobcats going to keep it on the ground. There's Burrell. He stops short. So it'll be 3rd and down and a yard to go. Hudson the third on the stop.
And Paul Hudson the third. Tony Gibson so high on. He's had another nice afternoon. Makes a big play there. And defense needs another. And meanwhile, the Bobcats trying to get a first down and click more time off that clock. His own this 5-point lead.
Jackson loves to keep it in this situation, and he has it, and he's got first down yardage. Just slithers through the line of scrimmage.
And Marshall closed pretty quickly, but just not in time. As those are the kind of plays that Brad Jackson lives for.
Just get behind those big offensive linemen and find a spot to pick up a yard. That's exactly what he did.
And he's been as good as advertised, no doubt.
Yeah, they're going to run clock. Trying to hang on to this football, not give the Herd another chance. There's Burrell hit immediately. Carry on Martin on the stop, gain of a yard or so.
Carry on Martin, a player for Marshall, was here, left, spent a season at Youngstown State, and then returns to Huntington. Boy, they are glad he did.
Quite a player. Jamal Weiss on the stop. Good to see him back out there. Jackson just milking the clock. Down to 3:48 to go now. 2nd and 9. They fake the handoff, and there's nothing going on because Jamal Weiss crashes into Jackson. And Weiss just blew that one up.
Yeah, just the big guy motors in, virtually untouched. Take down Jackson.
Herd looks like they're going to rush 3, and it looks like they jumped. They did jump.
False start. Offense, number 2. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
9th penalty for Texas State, and that marches them back to 3rd and 19 now. You know, the Herd defensive staff looking at number 11, making sure they know where he is. Brad Jackson, they've got to get to the 47 to get a first down to keep this drive going. Crowd getting into it here at Edwards Stadium. They show blitz, then back off. Jackson now wants to take off, and he's not going to get near the first down yardage.
Jackson is stopped.
So Marshall's defense gets the stop it needs.
Javay Gilmore closed. There's Pierre Lewis in there as well.
Herd's got all 3 timeouts left. This clock is going to go down to about 2:15 before he has to kick it away. And then there'll be the 2-minute timeout. Lacey is deep. Nunez with a low kick that Lacey will field. And runs into his own man, fumbles, but picks it back up. Floyd Lacey to the right side. Gets by the punter, tackled near midfield. What a play by the electric Floyd Lacey.
Well, the punt game's been interesting today, hasn't it, on both sides. And a big play there by Lacey, and you know, he picks up that additional yardage. Sometimes we see that ball come out, and right back to him.
Yeah, Nunez did a nice job of getting in his way. 2:13 to go. Hurd down 5 with the football. What else would you want on a Saturday afternoon in October?
Absolutely. TJ Kinney, he talked about he wanted to be here and enjoy the moment, and he's been over there on the sidelines coaching like crazy and enjoying the atmosphere here and seeing if his team can hang on.
Del Rio Wilson fakes it. He's going up top. Norton was out there, but they got some pressure on Del Rio Wilson too, made him throw it early.
And again, you go back to forcing Marshall into the field goal situation. Last time, Keith, that's, obviously you have to have a touchdown here.
Second and 10. Might be a free play. Del Rio Wilson's looking deep. There is a flag on the far sideline.
Offside. Defense, number 8, in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Little gift for the Herd there on the offsides penalty.
Only meeting between these two programs, both with national championship history.
Yeah, they were Division II back in the day, Texas State. Formerly Southwest Texas State.
And the great Jim Wacker, who going to be at TCU and Minnesota.
Del Rio Wilson, little screen look to Lacey. Lacey turns it up. Lacey first down yardage to the 38-yard line, 39.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
39-yard line. Roberts in motion. They go inside. Good game for Lacey. Floyd Lacey dragged down at the 21-yard line. Marion Atwood on the stop, but good play call by the offensive coordinator, Rod Smith.
Yeah, second straight play to Lacey. Did it from the left-hand side and the right-hand side. Get it into the hands of a playmaker. And you got to deliver it right in there, Keith, because that's always the high traffic zone. And
clock is running. Hurd with it, a first down now. Del Rio Wilson to throw. Overshot Floyd Lacey there.
Wilson's pass incomplete, intended for Floyd Lacey. Second and 10 at the 21.
Del Rio Wilson would love to have that one back. Lacey had a little bit of space. .122 to go. Texas State 1 timeout left. Marshall all 3. They're bringing the blitz. Del Rio Wilson throws it out there. It is caught. First down and more to the end zone. Touchdown, Thundering Herd.
what effort after the catch.
Adrian Norton looked like he was stopped, kept those legs going. And now you got to figure the Herd's got to go for 2. At one point here does nothing. So they got to keep the offense on the field.
5th catch of the day for Norton. And what a grab it was.
First charge, timeout, Marshall.
The only negative of that play, if there is one, Mark, is there's still 1:14 to go. And if Marshall, whether Marshall makes this 2-point conversion or not, then they've got Texas State getting back the football. Here's another look at Adrian Norton.
Again, the heat was coming. Del Rio Wilson fires. I mean, you got to go up. You got to get that. And they're trying to strip it, and you just rip yourself away from the contact and land yourself into the end zone.
All Mid-American Conference performer at Akron, and watch him just will his way past the grasp of Rios into the end zone.
I mean, Rios was doing all he could to slow him down and maybe take it away, and Norton getting congratulated by his teammates, and he'll sit this one out as Marshall goes for 2.
So here we go. There's a little Philly special. Floyd Lacey. Does he have to throw it or can he run it in? Lacey to the end zone. 2-point conversion.
Well, it was like, well, I know my man is open, but you know what? I think there's enough space for me to get in there.
You know what? Del Rio Wilson say, that's fine. When you got the ball in your hands, I trust you. And that's what he did. Great call on the 2-point conversion, as now Marshall can't lose with a field goal.
And that young man there, he has played his heart out as always. And you go back to this drive, and you had 2 catches there, back-to-back, 27 yards. They gained on those 2 plays.
And you see Lacey as we watch, Mark. He's winded, he's banged up. Here it is again as they had Del Rio Wilson open, but then they had coverage and Lacey just cuts it back inside.
For Texas State is now number 92. Number 3 for Texas State reporting is 92.
So Jenkins back deep. Lorcan Quinn to kick it off. Quinn sends a bullet. Not one of his kickoffs today returnable. So 1:14 to go.
It's been a monster day for Jackson. He's got another shot here, 366 yards through the air.
That is Floyd Lacey there being attended to on the sideline. He took a shot there when he dove into the end zone for the 2-point conversion, but here comes the Texas State offense. There's a guy they got to be on the lookout for, Bo Sparks. 1:14 to go. Lincoln Perry in the backfield with Jackson. And he's going to want to put it up early. And he does, and he delivers. Ball ricochets off, and 2 hurt players had their shots at it.
Wow.
Kerryon Martin. Javay Gilmore. Let's see who else got a hand on it. Off his footer, it may have hit the ground, but regardless, 2nd and 10 now for Jackson. Jackson wants to throw, delivers along the sideline, and that's Perry. Gets about to the 36-yard line, or give him the 33-yard line, pardon me. Darryl Sweeting on the stop, so it's 3rd and 2 now. Jackson drops to throw again. Over the middle. Got his man. Complete. That's Perry, the running back. Gets out to the 42-yard line. Kerryon Martin makes the stop. Under a minute to go now. They'll reset and start the clock after the chains get in place. Jackson again. Lots of room on the right side. And just trots out of bounds. 48 seconds to go, and they are at midfield.
Good job by Jackson. Picks up yardage, stops the clock. As you said, right at the midway point here at Jones Edwards Stadium.
Here comes pressure. He just dumps it off again. And that's Perry. Gets down to the 38-yard line as they're getting closer to field goal range.
Good job by that offensive line for Texas State. Keeping the herd pressure out.
It looks like Tony Gibson will take one timeout here.
Timeout. Marshall, please reset the game clock to 38 seconds.
Might the Bobcats
38 seconds on the game clock, please.
be headed for another overtime?
38 on the play clock, please. Thank you. Game clock, excuse me. 38 seconds on the game clock, please.
So 37 seconds to go.
Thank you. Play clock is
38 now. I stand corrected.
Well, you know, the talk defensively, you got to keep it in front of you. Obviously not let anyone slip behind. And, you know, again, Texas State, you know, at least wants to get into field goal range. But, you know, they're also, they've got the football.
Yeah.
They got a chance to win it.
Jackson doing a nice job of dumping it down to his secondary receivers, keeping the drive going. 1st and 10. Here comes a blitz, and they've got him. Off the corner. Marvay Myers. Huge play.
Well, you see the opening.
third and final charge timeout, Texas State. Will the game clock operator please reset the game clock to 32 seconds? 32 seconds on the game clock, please.
You got a 3-man front there, Keith. Braden Ward wheels around there, but right there, Marvay Myers, the Middle Tennessee transfer. Right there, boy, just a wide gap to find number 8.
And what that does, Mark, is it made Texas State take its last time out. So they're going to have to move with some degree of urgency because 32 seconds remain. Big play by Marvay Myers. Transfer from Middle Tennessee State University.
He's a guy that Tony Gibson says comes to meetings in full uniform. Without the helmet and the cleats, but he's ready to go.
2nd down, 15 to go. Jackson takes the snap, wants to throw again. And he releases. Nice pass, and he hooks it up with his favorite target, Bo Sparks. Sparks with his 8th catch of the afternoon.
And you saw Marshall drive down the field and, you know, relied on their money guy and Lacey, and now Sparks with his 8th catch of the day.
What Jackson does such a great job of is keeping his eyes downfield when he decides to take off. And if you've seen some of their games this year, he and Sparks have hooked up on a lot of those similar plays. 1st and 10. He rolls the pocket again. Throws it over the middle, and it's knocked away. Cam Smith there on coverage.
And brings up 2nd down. I think carry on Martin bringing pressure there. Well, what a play by Smith.
Martin did a nice job too, Mark, of not going for the fake or going up in the air and keeping Jackson honest. 22 seconds to go. Lyons is the tight end. Jackson again to throw. Jackson taken down. What a play. Jabril Alameen with the stop, and now they've got to take what essentially amounts to a Hail Mary. 5 seconds to go, and they spike it, so they're going to try to kick it. And from here, it's going to be about 50-yarder, looks like.
Yep.
Right at 49. Now Robles has had a tough couple of
Please start the play clock.
goes
Thank
here
you.
lately. He missed an extra point in that loss a couple of weeks ago and missed a field goal last week.
Another look at Elamine. Number 8 wraps up number 8.
Robles from 50 yards away. And Tony Gibson says, not so fast.
Prior to the snap, Third and final charge timeout, Marshall. Please reset the game clock to 3 seconds. Thank you.
Well, they called time. Make him think
3
again.
seconds on the game clock. Thank you.
3 seconds on the game clock now.
What an exciting afternoon of college football. This first ever meeting between Texas State and Marshall.
A memorable one indeed. Nunez is the holder. Robles kicks it. And it is good. 50 yards away.
And we are going to overtime.
This is the end of the fourth quarter.
Money.
How about that? And after the last couple of games he's had, boy, that's a refreshing feeling for a little rollout. And he delivers to Toby Payne. Payne shakes off a tackler and then runs out of bounds.
Pass complete to Toby Payne.
Traylon Payne on the stop of Toby Payne.
Well, Payne and that play right there.
Gain of 7 yards. Lacey in motion. Lacey gets it. Gets a block outside. Lacey, first down yardage inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. Leading tackler for the Bobcats, Traylon Payne, again on the stop.
A nice play there. Produce that first down for Marshall.
Del Rio Wilson now wants to keep it. Del Rio Wilson crashes inside the 5. Down to the 3-yard line. Stop made by Bobby Crosby.
Carlos Del Rio Wilson just fighting his way inside the 5-yard line. Beautiful run.
Picks up 9, which makes it 2nd and 1. And he gets ahead of steam going, and he's tough to bring down.
He has 81 yards on the day. That was his 16th carry, Keith.
Barbie's in the backfield. He takes it. Joshawn Barbie, touchdown. Three-yard touchdown run for Joshawn Barbie. Redshirt junior from Harvey, Louisiana, by way of McNeese State. Marshall with an impressive opening score in overtime.
You have to get one offense first. It's always tough. You know what you got to do. Got to punch it in and hope your defense can provide a stop.
Totten sets it down. Kick is up, and it is good. So the Herd sends the early message in overtime. Great blocking up front, Mark, and Barbie just glides into the end zone.
They hit Toby Payne with the nice catch. Nice run by Del Rio Wilson. And then Barbie with the TD.
Tyler McDuffie and Jalen Slappy leading the way for Barbie. And now the Herd hopes its defense can get a stop. Texas State, of course, needs to answer.
Barbie's a guy, you know, he's not been playing. He's been injured, and he was going to get some action today. And what a great thrill for that young man.
Lincoln Perry is the tailback. He gets it on first down. Gets hit hard. Javette Gilmore was there. Gain of 2 yards.
We've called Gilmore's name a lot today.
Second and 8 for the Bobcats. Low snap. Jackson picks it up, and he completes it. Close to first down yardage. Titus Lyons.
Tight end Titus Lyons with that catch.
What a heads-up play by Jackson there.
Yeah, boy, they dodge a bullet there.
Get that low scoop.
For Texas State. Ray McKnight made
So it is a first down. They're going to bring the blitz. Jackson going up top. And the blitz made him hurry that throw just a little bit, looking for Bo Sparks. And he had to get rid of it quicker than he wanted.
Yeah, Sparks doing that out pattern there. And again, though, the pressure coming. Sparks can make you miss. He was there, but again, the rush throw.
Perry is the back, 4 wide for Texas State. In motion. There's a throw over the middle. Gain of about 5 yards, maybe 6. Boogie Trotter on the stop.
Nice hard hit there. Nice catch by Sparks.
3rd down, 5 to go now for the Bobcats. Jackson, the ever dangerous quarterback, looking over that defense. Whistles blow.
False start. Offense. Number 1. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So Chris Don, the wide receiver, who's had such a great game, leaves a bit early. Now it's 3rd down, 10 to go.
Yeah, he's the guy that started it here for the Bobcats way back in that opening possession.
Three wide at the bottom of the screen. 3rd and 10. So Hurd going to bring pressure. No Sparks. Jackson keeps it. Jackson to the 1-yard line.
Quarterback Braddock Jackson takes the ball to the 1-yard line.
So dangerous with his legs. And this was always a design run.
Yep, right up the middle. Good jump by Cam Smith to keep him out of the end zone.
There goes Perry. Goes airborne, and he's a little bit short.
Perry is stopped for no gain. 2nd and goal.
And Perry just trying to dive over the pile there, and Marshall snuffs it out.
Always be on the lookout for an RPO from Jackson here. There's Sparks, his favorite target. There's the give, and Perry's in for the touchdown.
Perry, touchdown for Texas State.
Now you go back to the nice run by the quarterback. And you bring on your kicker to even things, and nerves are still by that young man. 50-yard field goal. Time expired to send us to overtime.
Tyler Robles on to extend the overtime. Kick is up, and it is good.
Kick is good.
So the Bobcats answer.
This is the end of the first overtime.
There you see Perry taking it in behind that mammoth offensive line.
Well, he said it's the second overtime for both teams, and now it's the second double overtime game of the season as we continue on here in Huntington. There's some key plays there, but certainly your quarterback.
Yeah, his scramble there was huge.
Marshall has elected to go on to defense. It will be Texas State's ball First down at the 25 on this end of the field.
Of course, then you score. In this situation, you got to go for 2.
Yes. Battle of wills. Battle of fatigue. 2 really good football teams going at it here. Of course, either defense would consider a field goal a victory here. Jackson has had quite the day. 24-33, 429 yards, 2 touchdowns. Del Rio Wilson, 20 of 30, 272, 1 touchdown. But all the numbers in the world don't matter right now. This is overtime, and who wants it more? Who can make a play for his team?
On the verge, Keith, of over 1,000 yards of total offense in this game.
Well, that's not a real surprise, is it? In Texas State's last game, they had 300 total yards in the first quarter. So here's Jackson. Sparks down low. Don in motion. Jackson wants to roll out. Now he's got company, and he just gets rid of it.
Carry on Martin, so close to taking down the Texas State quarterback, or he could get rid of it.
As a defense, you like to get that stop on first down, so it makes it second down and long, and then subsequently get another stop, and then you're in third and long. But you got to watch the magician, though. Bo Jackson. Brad Jackson. He acts like Bo Jackson at times. Wants to throw it. Jackson steps up. It's tipped. Carry on Martin. Knocked it away.
Now Martin almost comes up with a sack. Close to an interception right there.
He had time. Just bats it away. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, likely not a catch for the INT, but does knock it to the ground. 3rd down coming.
Anderson, Lions at the bottom of the screen. Sparks up top. Perry in the backfield. They show blitz, back off. Jackson now wants to throw it. And it is caught. Wow, what a conversion there.
Pass is complete to Perry.
He just gets out of the pocket. He's so dangerous.
1st and 10 for Texas State.
Yeah, again, just kept drifting and drifting and drifting and looking. And then there's his man, Perry.
Hard to believe he's a redshirt freshman. 1st and 10 from the 11. Little flare to his tight end. Nice stop there. Titus Lyons with it. Boogie Trotter right there with him.
Lions 248, 6'3". Trotter listed at 5'10". I'm not sure about that. 170. So tough. The Lions,
He's a lot bigger than he is. Yeah, Lions is a big dog. They gave him a yard on 1st down, 2nd and 9. Field gets a little condensed down here in overtime. Perry in motion. Jackson flushed down the pocket. Now he throws. Knocked away, nearly intercepted. And there's a flag.
Cam Smith there on the play in the end zone.
Shift. More than one player moving prior to the snap. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
G.J. Kinney, 36 years old. Cam Smith kicking himself, thinking he should have had that one.
Man, you talk about Jackson, you know, terrific athlete, terrific player. Then you have a guy with the background of Kinney as a quarterback and all the great coaches he's been with.
Yeah, he raves about Jackson. Sparks in motion, but they give it up inside. Good yardage for Perry as he gets it down to the 11-yard line, but that sets up 3rd and long.
With the carry, takes the ball down to the 11 at the gain of 4.
Boogie Trotter on the stop, gain of 4. 3rd and 10 here for the Bobcats.
They were moving Sparks in a variety of directions there on that play.
Crowd getting into it here. The stakes are high. Is the Herd going to bring pressure? Sparks in motion. Jackson to throw. Delivers. He dropped it.
That pass is incomplete.
Looks like he had it for a minute.
Yeah, intended for Evans. Look at it here, Keith. Good coverage by the Herd. I was up there for a minute. He reeled that baby in, but ball's incomplete.
Tayshawn Jeter helping in coverage. So Robles comes on. It'll be a 29-yarder. Robles kicks it. Up and good.
Is good.
But that's a win for the Marshall defense, Mark.
No question about it. They had that opportunity. Come back here and score the winning touchdown. Kind of the scenario for Marshall in that Louisiana game. They had to settle for the field goal. And then the Raging Cajuns were able to get that TD in when Lunch Winfield, he came off the bench and
magical
played.
He was
impressive for the guys in Lafayette battling Southern Miss today. Good matchups today in the Sun Belt, and what a game this has been here. Had Commissioner Gill here last weekend, and he would have enjoyed this one as well today. Yeah. There's Tony Gibson.
Del Rio Wilson sets him up at the 25-yard line. Payne in motion. Quick out to Floyd Lacey. Lacey swarmed under. Good defense. Traylon Payne again on the scene on defense.
2nd and 11.
Loss of a yard.
Jackson made the play for the Texas State defense.
And again, you don't have to get greedy here. Chunks get a first down.
Joshawn Barbie is the tailback. And here goes Del Rio Wilson. Head of steam. Del Rio Wilson crashes down inside the 20 to the 18. Good pickup on 2nd down.
No question what they were going to do there, Keith. Just snap it to number 7, and he's going to take off with it.
Toby Payne out there leading the charge.
Nice block.
3rd and 3 for the Herd.
It is 3rd down 3 for the Herd.
You might see him keep it again. Del Rio Wilson to throw. Gives it to Tamarez. Tamarez, first down yardage, stays on his feet. Inside the 10-yard line. Marshall, first down.
Well, there was no one in the backfield. It was empty. And Del Rio Wilson, just a quick flick.
Just trust in your quarterback to call that play, Mark, and make sure you deliver it to Tamarez, who hung on.
Yeah, and he's getting hit from all sides. Good job before he goes down. Fresh set of downs.
From the 12. And there's a little reverse. They get a block. And Lacey dives to the pylon, but he's out of bounds. At about the 5-yard line.
Well, with the talent of Lacey, boy, that was a tough one to stop.
Payne on the tackle. Gain of 7. 2nd and 3.
Toby Payne with a little seal block on the outside. Gain of 7 on first down.
Texas State going to make some personnel moves defensively, trying to keep Marshall out of the end zone.
Heavy package for the Herd, 2 tight ends. There's the handoff. Barbie down to the 3-yard line.
If you are the coaches of Marshall, the one thing you are preaching, ball security.
Hang on to the football. 3rd and 1. The Herd lines right up. Wouldn't surprise me to see number 7 hang on to it here. And a timeout from Texas State.
Timeout, Texas State. This is their final timeout.
So the Bobcats discuss strategy defensively, and here on the home side of the field, Marshall's offense will gather. What a game.
Just trading haymakers with each other. Jackson's been incredible. Del Rio Wilson has done his normal job of running this offense, being physical, being the leader.
Yeah, both quarterbacks today just sensational. Great play all the way around by your wideouts on both sides. Sparks had 9 catches. Lacey was 7.
Del Rio Wilson with Joshawn Barbie next to him. Joshawn Barbie dives down to the goal line. Short. That's 1st and goal for the Herd.
Boy, ever so close to taking that in. Here they go.
They're going turbo here. To the end zone. Short.
There's a flag down, Keith.
That is a touchdown.
Check the flag here.
Might be on the Herd the way Terrell is looking.
Offside. Defense in the neutral zone at the snap. The penalties decline. The game is not over. The game is not over.
They likely will review this touchdown. So I'm not sure.
The ruling on the field of a touchdown is under video review.
Now, the biggest thing you've got to be careful of here, there are some tempers flaring, and there are flags out for that, 2 of them, in fact. In this game, as we just heard, it's not over.
Well, and you can understand the emotions.
Yeah.
Texas State's lost 2 demoralizing games in a row. Marshall is trying to wrap this one up, and I'm not sure they have enough fireworks until we see the replay, Mark.
That might be a bit premature. Thundering Herd coach is making sure everybody stays on the field.
Marshall players celebrating as if it is theirs. But in this world of replay,
Tim Barker.
It's not over till it's over.
And Tim Barker, our referee.
The ruling on the field of a touchdown has been upheld. The game is over.
And Marshall can begin the homecoming celebration. Double overtime winners over Texas State.
70th homecoming victory in Marshall University history, Keith. And what a way to end it. Marshall with the double overtime win. And boy, you feel for the guys from Texas State. Back-to-back double overtime defeats.
And the 1-point loss in the game before that. It's really a tough go. But Marshall, a little more resolve in the overtime, in the double overtime. And the Herd improves to 2-1 in Sunbelt play.
You credit your defense second time around. They hold the Bobcats to a field goal, and that allows your offense to punch it in and produce the victory, and that's what happened. This was a slugfest, heavyweight fight, first meeting ever between these two, And both teams go off this field here with nothing to be ashamed about. Certainly, for Marshall, you're the victorious team and happy. And those guys from Texas State, what a team they have. And they're not done, even though they've had to endure 3 consecutive tough losses.
It's an old cliche, Mark, but it really was the team